grade now. And my first project was about the Great Barrier Reef. So, my teacher has told us about this project. She gave us 1 week to do it. And here's my cover of it. It says, Ivy's Ecosystem. We have some wording of writing of facts on this side and on the back. But before I get into the reading bit, let me show you the inside. Are you guys ready? But first of all, do you know what an ecosystem is? If you don't, let me tell you. An ecosystem is where all of these animals and people join together to make a healthy lifestyle, and it's where they live. So that's an ecosystem. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Here's my ecosystem that I made inside of a cardboard box. Okay guys, here's my ecosystem. We have some small fish in here, a sea anemone, and this is a clownfish that looks so much like Nemo. And did you know that clownfishes cannot be eaten by sea anemones because they have a shell that protects them from the sea anemone's poison? But if these fishies come down to the sea anemone, it could be poisoned and die. And sometimes our little Nemo brings fishes to the sea anemone for it to eat. It's so sad. Part of an ecosystem, and it's helping each other stay alive. Right here, we have our coral. Coral is home for many fishes, and it's really important for them. So that's why divers have to be careful. This is a boat that we made called the SSC Rose. Down here we have our starfish and our sand. And up here we have our plankton, which is just some cardboard with tape around it with little black circles on it. Plants and animals make up a group called plankton, right there. This is algae. It's all the way in the back. And algae kind of plankton. The microscopic, sorry, that's a hard word, algae living inside corals, corals feed the corals and help them grow. Right, and then we have our sea turtle right there, seagrass, and some starfish, and all the way up here are seabirds. Right here we have a mangrove tree, and mangroves are trees that grow along the shore. Their bare roots can be seen above the mud or water. Mangroves provide habitats above the water and below. It is possible for corals to grow in their shade. That's an interesting fact, guys. And now let me show you where I've done my writing. I keep getting this glitter glue on my first bit of my finger. So here are the mangroves, our algae, our coral, and our fish. I'll give you guys some time to read these. Okay, you can press pause this video to read these. And then at the back, we have our plankton, seagrass, and seabirds. You can also press pause to read this bit too. What all this is for? It's all in the Great Barrier Reef, which is in Australia, where I was born. And I want to give a shout out to my family and friends in Australia, and someone who has been watching, and he's our cousin, Heidi and Finn. So now let me tell you how to do this. Can you make this amazing reef ecosystem? It's pretty easy. First thing you need to remember is that less is more. So first, you need a big shoebox. Then, what I did is I used 2 colors of paint. One for the sky and one for the sea. You can see it right there. Right where the mangroves are. That light blue and that dark blue. This is the blue that I used first. Now you just need to make the stuff inside. So, first let's start with the coral. So what you need to do is get some paper and draw some zigzags on it. You need cardboard. I used an ice cream pack because that's what we had in our house. The rest of our cardboard was too strong. And then we glued it on, and it should look like this. Pretty easy. And if they're not standing, you can dab some tape and put them against your sideways walls. But if they are, that's great. Let me just fix up our red right here. And plankton is pretty easy. Most of my stuff is hanging on blue string, so that's why it keeps getting tangled and losing it. Okay. It keeps running away from me. And if you don't know how to draw a sea turtle, small fish, a Nemo, a sea anemone, or a starfish, or seabirds, there's a great videos on Art Kids Hub to help you draw. And we used some paper to make the algae. And for the bow, we did some origami. So, there are some tutorials online that you can use to make an origami boat. The thing about this origami boat is that it floats just by the way it was made. So that's my reef ecosystem. What do you think? I think it's good. Goodbye.